Welcome, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So, in the previous class, we started a story. What is the name of the story that we started? Yes, the name of the story is The Mysterious Picture. And who is the author of the story? Yes, very good. The author of the story is Charles DeCoster. So, shall we start our class? Before that, I want to ask you something. Do you know the world famous paintings and the painters? Come, I will show you. This is Mona Lisa, the world famous painting by Leonardo da Vinci. This one is Damayanti by Raja Ravivarma. This is The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. And this one is The Haunting Moon by M.F. Hussain. So, these are the world famous paintings and they are regarded as the most valuable paintings in the world. So, in this part, we are going to learn about an interesting episode from the life of an artist. Till was an artist from Flanders who came to see the Archduke of Battenberg. Till wished to become the court painter. He was appointed as the court painter. Now let's see what happens in the story after this. Your Highness, may it please you to remember me and my donkey Jeff for just one more minute. Till replied, my donkey has been feeding himself fairly well all along the way on the thorns in the hedges and the grass on the roadside. But I have had nothing to eat for the past 3 days. My stomach has been complaining very loudly. Perhaps your Highness can even hear it now. I have been feeding myself with dreams of good food and drink at your royal table. So, Till told the Archduke that he is very hungry and he had not eaten anything for the past 3 days. He told that he was dreaming of good food and drink at the royal table. Till also told the Archduke that but his donkey Jeff, so the name of the donkey is Jeff. Till told that his donkey Jeff has got something to eat along the ways on the thorns in the hedges and the grass on the roadside. The Archduke smiled and said, well, my dear fellow, you will certainly have something more solid than dreams to feed on. But where is your donkey? I left him outside opposite the palace. I shall be most grateful if Jeff is looked after. He needs a little fodder and lodging at night, said Till. The Archduke immediately ordered the donkey to be taken care of and he added, treat it like one of my own animals. So, the Archduke promised Till to give food which is greater than Till dreamt of. Then the Archduke asked Till where his donkey was. Till replied he left the donkey outside the palace. Till added that his donkey needed little fodder. Fodder means food and lodging at night. That means his donkey Jeff needed food and a place to stay at night. The Archduke immediately ordered to take care of the donkey and to treat him as his own animal. Before long, supper was served and it was like a wedding feast. The tables were loaded with every kind of food and drink. Wine flowed like water. The courtiers stuffed themselves with the choicest dishes. The Archduke made Till eat and drink until his stomach was about to burst. The Archduke too ate heartily. His face was flushed with drink, but he seemed lost in thought. He suddenly looked up and said loudly, our court painter must paint our portrait so that we will have the satisfaction of leaving our memory to our descendants. We too have to take our place in history along with our noble ancestors whose portraits adorn these walls. It is sad to think of death. We do not know when God will think fit to summon us, but our portrait should be painted. The supper was served and it was like a wedding feast. Supper means evening meal. So the supper was served and it was like a wedding feast. The tables were filled with every kind of food and drink. The Archduke made till to eat and drink until his stomach was full. The Archduke also ate happily. Then the Archduke said loudly that he wants the court painter to paint his portrait. What do you mean by portrait? Portrait means the drawing, picture, or photograph of a particular person. So the Archduke asked the court painter, that is Till, to paint his portrait, to paint the portrait of the Archduke, so as to leave his memory to his descendants. What is descendants? Descendant means a person who is related to you and who lives after you. So the Archduke asked Till to paint his portrait so as to leave his memory to his descendants. He wanted to make himself memorable after his death. He wanted to take place in history along with his ancestors whose portraits adorn or beautify the walls of the palace. The Archduke said, "It is sad to think of death. We do not know when we will die." Then also he wants his portrait to be painted. I hope you all have understood up to this much. Now you can have a look at these words and their meanings. After this, you have to write these questions in your notebook and answer them. The answers are given after this video. Thank you. We will meet tomorrow.